Hello everyone, in this video we will be discussing about Java multithreading. So Java multithreading is very important topic to be discussed. Why? Because whenever we are developing any new software, then the thread concepts are very crucial. Why? I will explain here. Why the threads are to be implemented, multithreading is to be implemented in our project or any software we are building. Okay, generally whenever we create any project, what happens if any problem occurs to a very big program we write, for example. Okay, if any problem occurs to the code, any exception occurs to the code, then entire code will be halted, right? Further we cannot move further, so entire program got disturbed. So it, here I'm talking about very first the thread, which I can say like it is a part of a program, just a small separate code, but which is independent of the other codes what we write. It is independent. Okay, the task what we do with other codes is similar to the code we write in thread, but it is independent to other. If the problem occurs to in that particular thread, that part of a program, then the problem will be up to that particular thread only. It cannot go further, it cannot disturb the other remaining code. So then easily we can handle the exception to related to that particular thread only. So if threads are created, if more and more threads are there, all are independent to each other, then all are independent to each other. That's why if any problem occurs, any exception occurs to one particular thread, will not disturb others, right? Then it is easy for our software to go smooth without any much disturbance. Here also in the definition I'm telling you, a thread is a lightweight unit of process, often considered the smallest part of process. Means entire process is there, but it is smallest part of the process that enables program to run more efficiently by executing more tasks concurrently. And one more thing we need to remember, multiple tasks concurrently. Using threads we can do more than one task at a time. Multiple tasks, multiple works at a time. Multitasking, what is mean multitasking? Running more than one task at a time, right? So a thread is something like a small part of a program which is independent. Okay, there also we write the general code what we write in other codes, but here there is a special style of writing the thread that will differentiate with other codes, and that will make independent of any other code written in the entire project or entire software. So let us go ahead. So how to create a thread? Very first, how to create a thread is the question. My answer is there are two ways to create a thread. The first one is by extending the thread class by implementing the runnable interface. I'll show you an example. So for example, I'm going to create a thread. Just like how we create a class, similar way we have to create a class. What we have to write? Class, any name you can write. Let me write down thread 1. Just a name. Class name I'm writing. Look here, extends whom? Thread. Extends to thread. This is what we call it as a thread class. This is what we call it as thread we have created by extending to the parent class. We have a parent class called thread. So in this way we can create a thread. Okay, first way out of in this slide what I have shown you, in there are two ways. The first way is by extending the thread class. That's what I am showing now. By extending the thread class, I have created a thread. Okay, I can do one more way also. The second way, have a look. By implementing what? Runnable interface. By implementing runnable interface, that also we can do. So instead of writing extends thread, we can write implements. One interface is there. The interface name is runnable. In this way also we can create a thread. Okay, so whenever we create a thread using runnable interface or by using the extends keyword, okay, by using extends keyword also, or by using implementing the runnable interface, we have to use one particular method, public void run. This particular method must be written in a thread. Okay, so look at, Up to now what I have discussed how to create a thread. Okay, I told you thread is just like a small part of a program. Look at how other classes are created. I'm going to create the same, but by extending thread class or runnable, by implementing what implements runnable interface. Here I have to write implements runnable that interface. So, and whether you are creating with the implementing the runnable interface or extending the thread class, very very first thing you need to remember, the method what we have to write in a thread is run method, public void run. This is what we need to write. This is a thread. Okay, so now let me go ahead with my discussion. I have just now started. There are two ways of extending creating a thread. The first one is by extending the thread class. The second one is by implementing runnable interface, right? That's what I have shown now. Now let me go to. Now you can ask me, like, which one is better? You are creating a thread by extending the thread class, by implementing the runnable interface. Which one is better? By implementing runnable interface or extending the thread class? My answer is by implementing runnable interface. Whenever you create a thread by implementing runnable interface, that will be better than extending a thread class. Why? Because if you extend any class like this, I will show you, extends thread. When you create a thread by using the extends thread option, then it is not better one. Why? Because you cannot, this thread cannot be extended from any other class right now. Why? Because Java doesn't support multiple inheritance. Class thread 1 extends, I cannot write any other class. If I have, let us suppose that I have a class ABC, assume that there's a general class. Okay, if I write ABC here, it is not allowed. Why? Because why it is not allowed is a single class cannot extend from two parent classes. That is not possible. Means you cannot write additional code to the thread what you have created. You cannot do much changes when you are when you are creating a thread by using extends thread, by extending thread class. But when you implements runnable, then you can have many choices, you can have many options. This particular thread can extend from any other classes also. That is the benefit of using or creating a thread by using implements runnable interface, by implementing runnable interface. Hope you understood up to here, right? So far have a look. I have started with Java multi-threading, but this is not given the definition what multi-threading is. Before that, we have started learning what thread is. It's a small part of a program and telling, which is independent of the other codes. So that's what we have discussed, right? So after that, in how many ways can you create a thread? I have explained by using the extending the thread class, and the second one is by implementing the runnable interface. These two ways, out of which one is better? By using implements runnable interface. And after that, now we have to see the life cycle of a thread. We have to see the life cycle of it. This is the diagram representing the life cycle of a thread. First stage, what is the first stage? Newborn stage. After that, running stage, runnable stage, blocked stage, dead stage. Whenever I will go to the programming, I will go to a programming example. So here you have created a thread, right? Now let me create object for the thread what you have created. What is the thread name? What is the thread name you have created? Thread 1, right? Thread 1 z equals to new thread 1. Just I am creating the object for the thread. So as you have created the object, then I can say now the thread is newborn state. What is that? Newborn state. You have created a thread. You have created a thread by using implements runnable interface, and after that you have created an object for that. Whenever you created an object, now I can say the stage of the that particular thread is newborn state. Newborn state. Now whenever you call the start method, it will go to running state. Whenever we use the start method, it will go for running state. For example, if you want to, what we say, to halt or to stop for some time, okay, then we can use yield method. Then it will go for runnable state. Okay, so when yield method is used, it will go for runnable state for just for, or what I can say, like halt for some time. There is one more state called blocked state. Means we can make thread to halt for some more time. For example, we are riding a bike, okay, we are parking somewhere, right, we are parking somewhere, and we are letting it to wait for until my shopping completes or whatsoever, right. That stage I am going to call it as blocked state. Runnable state is something like traffic signal. After some time it is, or it is like we can come to running state. So blocked is something where to halt or to park our thread, to stop for our thread for some time. The methods what we are: suspend, sleep, wait. If you use them, that particular thread will be in blocked state for some time. When you use resume or notify methods, it will again come to the runnable state, from there to running state. Okay, out of these methods, yield method is working. Suspend, wait, uh, resume, these three methods in Java new versions, they are not being used. Okay, sleep method is only being used for taking our thread to the blocked state. I will explain all the codes, what is sleep method, what is yield method, how it used to be used. In order to whenever you use the sleep method, automatically after some time, the particular state of thread, I mean blocked state of the thread, will be automatically comes to the runnable, from there to running state. Okay, so when we use notify, it is something like the thread is right now taking rest, you are notifying it, it is you are awakening the thread, it will come to runnable, from there to running state. If you want to kill the thread permanently, then the method we have is stop. But Java new version also not allowing the stop method also. So no need to kill the method. That's why there is no there is no need of killing the thread, not method, thread. Okay, that's why stop method is not being used in new version. So I will be discussing about yield method, sleep method, and notify methods only in this life cycle. Okay, so let me explain you what are the states available in threads life cycle: newborn state, runnable state, running state, blocked state, dead state. Newborn is whenever you create an object for the thread, then it will be newborn state. When you use the start method, whenever you call the start method, then it comes to the running state. Whenever we use the yield method, it will be in runnable, waiting for running, small halt. Okay, if you want to make it halt for some more time, then I call it as blocked stage. Okay, wait, here sleep method I will show you for how this we can make a thread as block, only block for some time. We'll mention some time there. Okay, that I will show you. Okay, after that notify method is there, that I will say, which will awaken the thread which is sleeping. Okay, so now there is a method called stop, which can kill the thread what we have created. But stop method is not permitting in the new versions of Java. Resume method, suspend method, wait method, these methods are not allowing, so we are using the remaining. Okay, let me go ahead. So from there I will talk about multi-threading. Okay, so multi-threading is nothing but running more than one thread at a time parallelly, is known as multi-threading. So we can create more than one thread also. So all the threads we are running parallelly. It is not that thread is running only. Generally how we create methods, class methods, once the first method is completed, then second method runs. If second method is completed, then third method, as per the order of we are calling them methods, right? Multi-threading is not that. It is all the threads will be run parallelly. I'll show you with example. All the threads will run parallel. That is the best thing with the multi-thread. Running more than one thread parallelly is known as multi-thread. So after that I will come to this. Very first, up to here I will explain with programming example. Let me shift to the programming example. Up to now, have a look what I have done. I have created a thread by using implements. Which particular interface? Runnable interface. I told you, let me remind you, one more method is there. What is that? Extends thread also you can use. Just I am writing system dot out dot println hello. As of now I am just writing the message hello. Okay. So I have created a thread. Within that I have used the run method. This is compulsory. We must use the run method. Okay. So now after that, just let us go to the main class where I have created the object for thread. I have created. Whenever we use implements runnable interface, then now how I am going to call the run method? Z dot run. This is how we need to call the method. Okay. For example, if you are using the extends keyword, extends thread, means you are creating a thread by using the extends keyword. Then what you can write is z dot, we have a method for that. The method name is start. Okay, that method is there. So z dot start will allow the thread to run. In the life cycle, you just observe in the life cycle what I have shown here. Whenever you call the start method, then the particular thread will be in which state? Running state. That's what I am showing here. Okay, now the thread will be running. Now let me execute this, and what is the output? I got it hello. Okay, so it is not the only thing I am going to use hello or print. I will be explaining more examples here. Now let me use implements runnable. Okay, runnable interface. Now what I have to use, I should not use the start, call the start method. Instead I should call the run method. Okay, so this is how I'm going to call the run method. Now just look at the output what I'm getting. The output what I'm getting is hello again. Okay, these are two ways how I have created the thread, and I have created the object for the thread, and I'm making run thread to run. Okay, runnable state. Okay, now let me go ahead and write down here with example. I'm explaining extends, and what are the examples I'm giving for by using extends the thread, that will be applicable for implementing the runnable interface also. Extends thread. Okay, so now let me write down one code here for int I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 5, I plus plus system.out.println. I'm just printing like I equals to I. I'm going to execute this. I am extending the keyword, extends the thread. So that's why I have to call the method. Which method I need to call? Start method to run the thread. Okay, just see here 1 2 3 4 5. Now, which means that I have created a thread here. I have created a thread which is running independent to the normal flow. If we write some more other methods in this particular project, okay, in this particular package, even though we create hundreds of classes, all classes will be dependent of each other, but this thread what you have created, okay, will be independent. If you get any exception in this particular thread, will be limited to this will not affect to any other. That's why it is encouraged to create threads, to write the code in threads, which will help to what it will save the time of not disturbing the other methods, or other code, remaining code what we have written in the project. Okay, so that's what. So now let me go ahead. I will create thread. I have explained. I will go for multi-threading now. I'll go for multi-threading. Have a look. I'm just going to copy this and paste it, and I'm going to create one more thread 2. And thread 2 also it should have the method. What is the method? It should have run method on. And instead of I, here I will be using j. Okay, here I can use I also, but I just wanted to differentiate uh, the things how the multi-threading works. Now in the similar way, how I have created the object for the thread 1, I will create the object for thread 2. K equals to new thread 2. Okay, so now after that I will say k dot start. K dot start. Now observe the output carefully. Here I equals to 1 2 3 4 5, j equals to 1 2 3 4 5 executed. Now I will execute this one more time, and see here, this time j values are printed, j 1 2 3 4 5, then I 1 2 3 4 5 printed. Means which thread is executing first? J values are related to second thread, na? J equals to I values are related first thread, but you are calling which thread first? You are starting the first thread only. But here, which thread is running first? Second thread. And let me execute one more time and see here. It's a combination we are getting. I value is I1 printed, J 1 2 3 4 5 printed. After I value remaining I value is printed. Means both the threads are running parallelly. That is what multi-threading is. It is not like after for completion of first thread only second thread has to run. After second thread only third thread has to run. It's not like that. All the threads will run parallel. I will create one more thread. Then there will be a clear understanding. And I will write here K. Okay, I have written like this. Now let me execute. But before that, I need to create object for third thread also. Thread 3 p equals to new thread 3. Okay. Oh, here semicolon is to be written. Okay. P dot start. Okay. Now let me execute the code. Look at what is the output I am getting here. I is I1 2 printed. After that J 1 2 3 4 5 printed. After that K 1 2 3 4 5 printed. After that I 4 5 printed. Means all the threads are running parallelly. It's not like first thread is executing after the second thread, after the third thread. All threads are running parallelly. That's what I am showing as of now. Okay. So how to control them? There is a another way. Okay. But what I am trying to explain is all the threads are independent and all are running parallelly. Running more than one thread at a time. What is what multi-threading is? That is what multi-threading is. That is the definition what multi-threading is. Running more than one thread parallelly is known as multi-thread. Okay. So now I will go for one important thing here. What I have explained in the life cycle. Start method we have seen, right? I will go for sleep method. Have a look. 3 threads are there. Okay, I am going to run this loop for 10 times and this loop also 10 times. If we run the loop with more limit, then the clear difference we can easily observe how multi-threading is happening, how parallel threads are running. Okay, you can observe it. If this loop is running for more number of times, then we will get a more clarity. That's what I am trying to tell. Now in the first thread what I am writing is very first let me execute this code. I 1 2 3 4, J 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, K 1 2 3 4 5. After that again I value all are running parallelly, right? So now I am putting one condition here. If I double equals to 5, if I double equals to 5, thread dot sleep. So here duration I can write thread dot sleep. That is what duration is. Milliseconds we have to mention. Okay, 10,000 milliseconds I am mentioning. Here we are getting error, right? That is only right whenever we use sleep method, there is a chance of getting the exception. That's why it is asking you to have a try catch block. That's why I have added that. Okay, just simply whatever it is there, let it be. and let me execute. Here what I have done, I made a first thread to sleep for 10,000 milliseconds. I repeat, I made first thread to sleep for how many seconds? 10,000 milliseconds. After whenever I becomes 5, means 5 6 7 8 9 10, these 5, I value 5, I value 6, I value 7, I value 8, I value 9, I value 10, these values will be printed later. Why? Because I am sending this particular thread into sleep mode. Just observe the code. J up to 10, K up to 10 only printed. Okay, I value only up to 4 printed. Now look here. Now look here. It is added. After that, I value 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is getting added. I will show you once again. I will show you once again. Let me take this. Okay, J value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I value 1, 2, 3, 4. K value up to 10. Still from 5 onwards, now just look at. Now it got added. I will. It's taking time. You observe here. I will increase more time. 20,000 milliseconds. With long delay, we are getting the remaining values of I. J value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I value 1, 2, 3. K value up to 10. J value up to 10 also printed. I value up to 4 only. Where is I value 5, I value 6, I value 7, 8, 9, 10. These are not yet added. I have given 20,000 milliseconds time. That's why it is taking more time to come remaining. Till then, the thread is went to sleep mode. Now just it woke up automatically and it has printed the remaining values of I. I value 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All these got printed right now. After how many seconds? After 20,000 milliseconds. This particular first thread went to sleep mode for 20,000 milliseconds after I becomes 5. That's why from 5 to 10 these values are getting printing very slowly. It is not that 10,000 or something like you can give 100 milliseconds also, but the difference you cannot find, you cannot observe immediately. The remaining values also comes. That's why this is how the sleep mode can means. I'm making the first thread to go for sleep mode for 10,000 milliseconds with this code. If I write 20,000 milliseconds like that. Okay, then who is awakening the thread? You are sending the thread by calling the sleep method. You are sending the thread to sleep mode. When why it is how it is awakening? Okay, here no need to awake the thread separately. Whenever after completion of 20,000 milliseconds, automatically this particular thread will come to the what active state. Okay, it is awakened. This is how the particular sleep mode works. Now let me go ahead to the next slide. After multi-threading is over, this is what remaining multi-threading thread priorities. Okay, we can give the priority to the thread. Means if I give max priority to one particular thread, means that should only highest priority should be given to that particular thread. Then only the other priority threads has to work. In the example I have created how many threads? 3 threads I have created. I can assign different priorities to them. If I am calling the third thread but giving the highest priority, max priority to that, means that particular thread will run first. After that, normal priority threads will run. After that, minimum priority threads will run. So this is how I am going to discuss right now. Priorities about the threads, where we should give the priorities to the thread. Okay, now look at z dot. There is a method called set priority. Okay, what is the method name? Set priority. There we can write. What we can write is z dot. What is the priority? I can give max priority, min priority, normal priority. First thread I am giving minimum priority. Even though this first thread is running for the first among all, it is running first. It is started first. Though it is started first, as it is giving the minimum priority, it will run last. Okay, let me take the object of third thread p dot set priority, and here I am giving p dot max priority. I am giving Means for the thread which is starting later or the thread which is starting last, I'm giving highest priority to that. Means that particular thread only should run first. Okay. So after that I can make either t dot set priority, and here I can give k dot. Here it is not that compulsory I should give normal priority only. You can give any other priorities also which are already given to other things. This is how I have given set priorities. Highest priority to the first thread, lowest priority to the first thread, and highest priority p dot object of third thread is p. For that I have given what highest priority, and k is the second thread object. For that I have given what normal priority. Though we have called the other order, though the first thread is called first, as the priority is for the third thread, that's why third thread should run first. That is how the thread priorities are. Okay. So as of now, I'm removing this sleep method, and let me run the code. And if I is printing now, it means that it is related to first thread. If j is printing, let me here, if j is printing, that is related to second thread. If k is printing, that is related to third thread. Okay. Now I have assigned the priorities, right? I have given the priorities to different threads. Now let me run. Look at which value is printing first. K value is printing first. Why k value is printing first? Why? Because maximum priority is given to the object of third thread. Third thread, what is printing? The value k values it is printing. That's why k is printing first. Highest priority, max priority. After that, j is printing. Have a look. J is printing. J 1 2 3 4 is printing. Mean normal priority you have given. That's why as per order, very first this is executed. Thereafter, that minimum priority came into action. Like that. Like that. The remaining values are getting printed. As per the priority, the threads are running. It doesn't bother though you are calling the first thread first thread, but it is executing last. Why? Because as per the priority. This is about the priority of the threads. And you can observe here, there is some constant value for the threads. Max priority means 10, normal priority means 5, minimum priority means 1. So this is about multi-threading. Okay, go through the code or video what I have explained about the Java multi-threading. Okay, very clearly you will understand. Okay, very first the order is you should learn what is a thread. Thereafter, in how many ways we can create a thread. After that, among them which one is better. After that, thread life cycle. After that, what multi-threading is, you should learn. After multi-threading is done, then you should know what thread priority is. Hope you understood what I am explaining. Thank you.